Now, the part that really bothered me a lot, probably more than anything, was a lot of the indictments on T. Morant, Josh's dad.
Come on.
I promise not to get emotional, Kenny Stubblefield. Today is my son's birthday when we record this. And I always think about whose celebrity dad would I be like if Gabe was to blow up in sports? Would I be more T. Morant? Would I be more LeVar Ball? You know what I mean? Who would I be like? You know what I mean? I'd probably be on that type of level. Gabe plays soccer for his school. And Gabe isn't the fastest kid. Gabe is kind of a healthy, chunkier boy, you know? So he's not the fastest kid. And he's on the soccer team. And with his school, if you sign up, you play. Like, there is no tryouts. You know what I mean? If you sign up, you play. So Gabe's on the soccer team, and they tried to discover what to do with him because Gabe's not the fastest kid. And they normally put you in the back to be kind of like the last line of defense right before the goalie if you're not the fastest kid. And Gabe was holding his own. And in their first game of the season, they lost to a team that was pretty much equal talent level to them. In the last few minutes of the game, they put Gabe into the goal, right, to be the goalie.
Yep.
Gabe's in there kicking ass. He's beating stuff. He's beating stuff out the way because Gabe he studied martial arts. Gabe has really fast hands. So Gabe's out there doing good at goalie. I'm hyping him up. I'm hyped. So the coach is like, Gabe, you did great, man. I'm gonna have you in goal from now on for the rest of the season. So Gabe's locked in about being the goalie, right? So he plays the next game. He's at goal. He's doing his thing, beating stuff. They won. They have not lost a game since Gabe took over at goal.
Let's go, big Gabe.
They had a game that was a tie, but they were extremely shorthanded. But that still was a tie. Gabe beating all kind of stuff. And I'm not watching the game with the fans. I'm literally standing horizontal to what's the word? Whatever.
Parallel.
I'm standing parallel to Gabe.
Yep.
He's in the goal. I'm right here on the sideline. And everything good or bad, I'm right there cheering him on. I bought a Vuvuzela on Amazon. and I would be at the game acting the fool.
Let's go.
So when I see people question what T. Morant's role or what his posture should be at games, I'm like, man, fuck y'all, man. Like, who are y'all to say he never lived his own NBA dream, so he's living out his dream through his son, like any other parent does?
So disrespectful, man.
You know what I mean? The thing is, let's go back to the T. Morant story. We did this in our very first episode. Let me remind you motherfuckers of the T. Morant story. T. Morant was a high-level high school basketball player, played on the same team as Ray Allen. I want to say he played junior college basketball, if I'm not mistaken, or played for a small school. Got his girlfriend at the time pregnant. Had an opportunity to play basketball overseas, if I'm not mistaken. Passed on that opportunity to stay in the United States, raise his son, became a barber, learned to become a barber, took care of his son, was in the house with his son his entire life, in a society where black men are labeled to be men who don't do that. Numbers say that we aren't in homes. That's another discussion. We'll talk about that another day. Took care of his son, raised him, created a training facility in his backyard, pushed this young man to be one of the better players in the NBA today, but you don't want him to reap the benefits of that? If you want to question his maturity, if you want to question his style of parenting, his style of fatherhood, it's a little different. It ain't like mine. You know what I mean? I've never, my daughter is 21 years old. She turns 22 next month. I've had a drink with Sabrina. I would like to have Gabe's first drink with him. I'm also 43 and Gabe is 10. I was 33 years old when Gabe was born. T. Morant was like 22 or something like that when Gabe was born.
Or when Ja was born.
When Ja was born. If I were younger than Gabe, do I think I would be in the strip club with Gabe or out drunk with Gabe? I don't know. Probably not. But if that's what you're going to incriminate this man on, you're really not standing on much, because that's just kind of where T is. But I'm not going to call T a bad dad because he's not the same type of dad I am. You understand what I'm saying? Because for one thing, he's there. And he sacrificed his own life to be there for his son. He could have gone overseas to play the sport he loved professionally. He decided to change his entire life for his son. And guess what, ESPN? Guess what, Tim McMahon? Guess what? What's the other dude's name?
Baxter.
Tim Baxter, is that what it is?
Baxter Holmes.
Baxter Holmes. What's the dude Baxter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What's the dude?
I forget his name.
Whatever his name is. the fame that y'all say that T. Morant is chasing and always at games doing this, he got into it with Shannon Sharp and all that. Y'all goddamn cameras put the cameras on his ass.
Yeah.
ESPN cameras on that man. Oh man, it's so crazy, bro. And why don't y'all ever say this about kids who don't have a dad in their life at all, like single mom players? But why y'all ain't doing all this with Draymond's mom? Why y'all got such a problem with black men, bro? And this same dude that y'all are trying to act like he's a criminal and he's made jobs like this bad guy, or whatever. Y'all the NBA did a fatherhood story with Ja Morant, with T. Morant, Chris Paul's dad, and I can't remember who the other guys were. It was I think it was at least one of the two other dads on there. Might have been Carlton Towns' dad, somebody. But y'all did the same people who did a story on T. You guys are now trying to act like he's the reason why Ja's making mistakes.